Evie Dross, owner and creative director of Evielutions Design, where I help businesses with all of their branding needs. So, I have to tell you guys, I was so distraught last week that I wasn't able to post a new video for you guys, but I have been extremely busy the past month with packing to move into my new place. So, I'm finally settled in, moved in, and I'm so in love with my new space. And so I just had to tell myself, you know what? You're allowed to make a mistake every now and then. We're so hard on ourselves. If you're new here, I'm Evie Dross, owner and creative director of Evielutions Design, where I help businesses with all of their branding needs. So today we're going to talk about 4 of the best, graphic design tips that'll help you with your branding. So as you know, as a business owner, at some point you're going to find yourself having to do some sort of graphic design, whether you're creating a social media post in Canva, a flyer for an upcoming event, or adding graphic design elements to your website. Now, I know it can be stressful, especially if you don't have a design background. However, it's much easier than you think. So as mentioned, today I'm going to share with you those tips. And they're easy to implement no matter your skill level, and I use them every day to help with my clients. They're going to also help you avoid making some common graphic design mistakes while helping you leave a powerful impact in the process. So let's get right into it. Tip number 1 is don't be afraid of empty space. Now, you might think that you need to cover every inch of your design with graphics, colors, and fonts. However, I am here to tell you that white space is actually your friend. So I was recently working on a newsletter for a client, and some of the feedback that I was getting as they were reviewing the newsletter is that they wanted to fill empty spaces with images. And as I mentioned to them, oftentimes the less said or seen, the more powerful the impact. So that designs that are kind of cluttered with lots of colors, icons, and images tend to make it difficult for people to read and understand the message that you're trying to convey. An example of this is Apple. Apple is a brand that has a well utilized white space in all of their marketing. And they like to focus on highlighting the features of their products, and the white space around it helps it to stand out and draw attention to the highlights that they want you to notice. Tip number 2, and you've heard this many of times, is to stick to your branding guidelines. I cannot emphasize the importance of using your branding guidelines enough. When you use the same color palette, fonts, your logo, and other elements of your brand on a regular basis, you'll make it easier to establish brand recognition. As an added bonus, your content will have a cohesive look, especially on social media and your website, which will make it much more appealing to visitors. Tip number 3, you want to break up large paragraphs. This is mainly for content on your website, flyers, ebooks, and other large text-filled content. And I recommend keeping paragraphs between 3 to 4 sentences at the most. And actually, this tip can be useful on social media as well. Like, for instance, on Instagram, you'll see that people kind of have a bunch of text and it's just grouped together. Again, it makes it so much easier to read when you break up the paragraphs. It gives the reader a chance to digest and comprehend what they just read, so they are more likely to understand and implement what they've learned. Tip number 4 is use powerful images. This one is one of the most important elements of graphic design, whether you're using your own images, stock photos, or graphics, and I highly recommend, if and when possible, to use your own images. You need to make sure that they send a powerful message to your customers. So for example, on my website, I have a page called Designs, and that's where I feature all of my current work. So by adding photos, I have been able to create a powerful impact and showcase what I can do instead of just talking about it. People are visual, so that's really important. overall, graphic design doesn't have to be as scary or stressful as you might think. In fact, just by implementing these best graphic design tips, you'll easily be able to make a profound impact on your day-to-day business or when hiring a graphic designer isn't an option. So be sure to tune in every Monday morning as I post a new video. You can also visit my website, Evielutions.com, to read the blog post if you're more of a reader. But I will see you guys next week. Have a blessed and wonderful week. Bye.